In today's video, we're going to go over a qualitative description of charged particles in electric and magnetic fields. But before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, support our channel Step-by-Step Science. Please subscribe, click the notifications bell, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave us a nice positive comment. If you're looking for some additional teaching and learning materials for charged particles in electromagnetic fields, you can find everything at our TPT store. The link is in the description below. And here we go. We're going to talk about 4 different cases. We're going to talk about the motion of charged particles parallel and perpendicular to the electric field. And then we're also going to talk about the motion of charged particles parallel and perpendicular to the magnetic field. Now, we're going to start here, as you can see, with parallel to the electric field, the motion of this charged particle. We have 2 plates, positively charged, negatively charged. Between those plates, we have an electric field. The electric field goes from the positive plate to the negative plate. That charged particle has some initial velocity in the x direction, and it is going to enter that electric field. Now, we're going to talk about the motion, the forces, the acceleration in the x direction and in the y direction. Now, this particle is going to be moving parallel to the electric field. Therefore, it is going to feel a force, an electric force, an unbalanced force, because that's the only force acting on it, and that force acts also parallel to the electric field. And we can calculate that force as Q times E, the charge of the particle times the electric field strength. And because it's feeling unbalanced force, it's also going to be accelerating. So it's going to have acceleration, and we can use Newton's second law, F equals ma. Rearrange that for A is F divided by m, and we can then calculate the acceleration as Q times E, because Q times E is the force, the charge times the electric field strength divided by the mass. And that particle is going to feel no forces and have no acceleration in the x direction, because there's only one force acting on it, and that force acts in the x direction. And so that particle is just going to go right across, accelerating across a parallel to that electric field, just like that. Okay, so that's the motion of charged particles parallel to the electric field. Now, what about perpendicular to the electric field? Once again, we have an electric field. We have charged plates, positive, negative. The electric field goes from the positive to the negative. And that particle, once again, has some initial velocity in the x direction. And it's going to enter that electric field. And we're going to talk about the x direction and the y direction. And because it's moving perpendicular to the field, it's moving across the field, there are no forces acting on the x direction and no acceleration, therefore, in the x direction. So it's not going to feel any forces, and it's not going to accelerate in the x direction. But in the y direction, it's going to feel the electric force, which is Q times E. That's going to be in the negative y direction. And because it's an unbalanced force, again, that's the only force, it's going to be accelerating in the y direction. And once again, we can calculate the acceleration as F equals ma. And the acceleration is also, in this case, A is Q, the charge of the particle, times the electric field strength divided by the mass of the particle. And that particle is going to have some velocity, as we said, initial velocity when it enters, and it's going to feel a force down. And if we add up those 2 vectors, we get the resultant vector and the motion of that charged particle. And it is going to be down this way in a nice parabolic path, and that particle moves right across the electric field like that in a nice, smooth parabola. All right? So that is the motion of charged particles perpendicular to the electric field. Now we're going to move on to the magnetic field. Parallel to the magnetic field, again, some initial velocity in the x direction. The force that that particle could feel would be calculated with this equation, that the force from the magnetic field is equal to Q, the charge, times the velocity of the particle, times B, times the sine of theta. Well, what is theta? Well, the theta is the angle between the velocity vector and the magnetic field. Well, those 2 are parallel to each other. They're pointing in the same direction. So that angle is 0 degrees. So now it's Q times V times B times the sine of 0. Well, what is the sine of 0? The sine of 0 degrees is 0. And therefore, when we have Q times V times B times 0, we get that there's no force. 0 newtons of force acting on that particle from the magnetic field. And that means that that particle is going to have no force or acceleration in the x direction and no force and acceleration in the y direction. And it just continues right across the page like that, continuing on, parallel to the magnetic field at a constant velocity. Okay, the initial velocity when it enters and the final velocity when it exits are going to be equal to each other. That is in the x direction. Okay, so that's the motion of a charged particle parallel to the magnetic field. Now we get to the most exciting one, which is the motion of a charged particle perpendicular to the magnetic field. So once again, we have a particle, it has some initial velocity in the x direction. This is the equation we use again to calculate the force. Q times V times B, charge, velocity times magnetic field strength times the sine of theta. Well, that particle is going to enter that magnetic field. And when it enters that magnetic field, it's going to be moving to the right. Just when it just enters, it's going to be moving to the right in the x direction like that. And then it's going to start to feel a force. And we can calculate the force, the magnitude of the force with this equation. And the particle moves to the right, but this magnetic field is pointing into the page. And that means that the angle between the velocity vector and the magnetic field is 90 degrees. The particle is moving to the right, the magnetic field points into the page, and that makes a 90-degree angle. And so now we have QVB times the sine, not of 0 degrees, but of 90 degrees, and the sine of 90 is 1. So therefore, the force is going to be equal to Q times V times B. That's the magnitude of the force. Now, that means it's going to feel a force, and now we got to figure out the direction of the force. The direction of the force, because it's a positively charged particle, we are going to use the right-hand rule. I have my right hand. I point my thumb in the direction, the velocity of the particle, which is to the right. I point my fingers into the page because my fingers represent the magnetic field, and they point into the page because the magnetic field points into the page. And then my palm shows the direction of the force when my palm points up, and that means the magnetic force, the force on that charged particle from that magnetic field is going to point up at that point. Now, the particle is going to continue in motion, and which way is it going to go? Well, it's kind of the sum of these two vectors, so it's going to move off in this direction. So at some point later, now it's going to be here. And once again, if you use the right-hand rule, the force points over in this direction, and the velocity is off there kind of to the right a little bit. And now it's going to move like that, and then the same thing happens, and then it goes like that, and now it's going to exit the magnetic field, and then it moves off in a straight line like that. You can see all the time the force points right here. Well, right there is the center of that circular path. That charged particle, when it enters that magnetic field, is going to be moving in that circle, and it makes, in this case, a half circle or semicircle, just like that. And the distance between the center and the circle is, of course, the radius. So the particle moves in a circuit with a circular motion with a radius of r. Okay? So there you go. That is the motion of charged particles perpendicular to the magnetic field. Okay, there you go. We did all four cases, parallel and perpendicular to the E field, and then we did parallel and perpendicular to the B field. That was an excellent summary that ties it all together like that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Step by Step Science. Please support our channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.